I don't know what to say.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. After
Day
murdering, day 3 after murdering somebody.
Whoa! Don't put that on the camera.
It was worth it.
And we had sex a lot today.
It was worth it. I got plenty of sex. So as payment for doing it.
And no bleeding this time. We got through that. We overcame.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Daniel Halseth was born on January 28, 1976, in Estacada, Oregon, to his parents, Wendell and Christine Halseth. Daniel came from a long line of Oregonians, with his family being among the state's early settlers. He was proud of his heritage and carried the values of hard work, integrity, and love for nature, instilled in him by his ancestors. As a young man, Daniel pursued his passion for music, earning a bachelor's degree in music from Western Oregon University. In college, he earned the nickname Drummer Dan, due to his exceptional talent on the drums. Music remained an integral part of his life, but Daniel also had an entrepreneurial spirit and went on to obtain a business degree from Corban University in Salem. During his college years, while still working on his bachelor's degree, Daniel's life took a significant turn when he crossed paths with Elizabeth Pelosian. The couple tied the knot in March 2001 and went on to have 3 children together. Their first daughter, Dana, arrived in 2002, followed by their son, Jordan, in 2003, and their daughter Sierra on December 16, 2004. With a keen eye for aesthetics and a passion for capturing beautiful moments, Daniel pursued photography as a hobby and soon excelled in this creative pursuit. He became an active presence on social media, particularly on Instagram, where he shared breathtaking images of landscapes, sunsets, and nature's wonders. His photography skills earned him a significant following, amassing over 20,000 followers who admired his talent and artistic eye. His Instagram account reflected his diverse interests, including fitness, technology, politics, music, animals, nature, veterans, faith. Daniel was an avid traveler and nature lover, often capturing special moments and cherishing every aspect of life. In pursuit of better opportunities, the Halseth family moved to Las Vegas, Nevada in 2006. Daniel accepted a job in the information technology field, and they settled into a new home. In 2010, Elizabeth pursued a career in politics. She became a member of the Nevada Senate from 2010 to 2012, making her the youngest woman in Nevada to hold such a position. With Elizabeth dedicating her time to public service, Daniel stepped up to the role of caring for their 3 children full-time, earning him the endearing nickname Mr. Mom among his friends. However, the increasing demands of Elizabeth's career meant she had to travel extensively, leading to more time apart for the couple. The physical and emotional distance took its toll on their relationship, and they grew apart over time. In a desperate attempt to salvage their marriage, they sought counseling, but sadly found no resolution to their growing differences. As time passed, the once happy marriage between Daniel and Elizabeth began to crumble under the weight of mounting difficulties. Daniel became suspicious of Elizabeth's involvement with a businessman named Tiger Helgelian from Alaska, whom he accused her of having an affair with. Their troubles became public when Daniel faced legal issues following an incident with Elizabeth. On October 21, 2011, the police responded to a distress call from Elizabeth's mother, who reported a troubling situation at the couple's home. Elizabeth had claimed that 5 days prior, during an argument about the alleged affair, Daniel had touched her inappropriately. The escalating argument led to Daniel's arrest, and he was charged with 2 felony counts of coercion and battery, as well as a misdemeanor count for open and gross lewdness. He ultimately reached a plea deal, pleading guilty to the misdemeanor charge. As part of the sentence, he paid a fine, performed community service, and attended anger management classes. Facing legal consequences and with their marriage in shambles, Daniel filed for divorce in November 2011. The couple's relationship further deteriorated, and eventually, Elizabeth was awarded full custody of their 3 children. Daniel was granted visitation rights, and he paid special attention to his youngest daughter, Sierra, whose peculiar personality made her stand out from her siblings. Amidst their divorce and legal battles, both Daniel and Elizabeth remarried. Unfortunately, Daniel's second marriage ended swiftly, but he maintained a friendship with his second wife. They even shared a bank account together that was used to pay off mutual debts. In 2012, Elizabeth resigned from her position in the state Senate and moved to Alaska with Tiger and her children. The distance created a strain in Daniel's relationship with his kids, as he could only see them occasionally, maybe once or twice a year. During this difficult time, Daniel threw himself into his work to cope with the emotional turmoil. In 2013, he found a new job opportunity and relocated to Texas for a fresh start and to rebuild his life. By 2020, Elizabeth, now married to Tiger, and their 3 children returned to Las Vegas. In March 2020, Daniel had business in Las Vegas, providing him with an opportunity to be close to his kids again. He stayed with a friend named Peggy Newman, but unexpectedly, the COVID pandemic hit, leading him to extend his stay. Daniel was excited about the fresh start with his kids after they moved back to Vegas. Despite having primary custody, Sierra, the youngest at 16 years old, spent a lot of time at Daniel's house, even staying overnight frequently. Daniel cherished this time with his kids, which he felt he had missed out on during their absence. Sierra made it clear that she did not want to return to her mother's house. In response, Daniel decided to petition the court for full custody of Sierra. He rented a house from his friend Peggy and moved in with Sierra, hoping to provide her with a stable environment. During the custody hearing, the court instructed Daniel to return Sierra to her mother's house. Despite the judge's decision, Sierra, a rebellious teenager, continued to sneak out of Elizabeth's home to spend time with her father. Daniel cherished his time with Sierra and showcased their close bond on social media with numerous pictures and heartfelt expressions of love. His dedication to his children was evident to his family, who saw that they were his top priority in life. As their personal lives went through upheavals, the custody battle over their 3 children, Dana, Jordan, and Sierra, intensified. The contentious and cumbersome process weighed heavily on the young minds of the children, particularly Sierra, who was starting high school at the time. It was during this time that Sierra's behavior took a concerning turn. She began sneaking out of the house and met an 18-year-old named Aaron Guerrero. The story of Sierrahalseth and Aaron Guerrero's tumultuous relationship began in June 2020, when 15-year-old Sierra started dating 18-year-old Aaron. Their teenage love bloomed amidst the chaos of her parents' divorce and the custody battle. Sierra was drawn to Aaron's rebellious nature and carefree attitude, finding in him an escape from the pressures and conflicts in her life. Aaron, in turn, was captivated by Sierra's beauty and charm. Initially, everyone believed Sierra's first relationship with Aaron was innocent high school dating. The parents of Sierra and Aaron noticed a change in their children's behavior. Sierra's father was particularly concerned as she became distant and less interested in activities they used to enjoy together. Sierra's mood swings intensified, and she prioritized spending time with Aaron over everything else. However, things took a dark turn when Aaron's parents overheard Sierra and Aaron planning to rob their parents and run away to Los Angeles together. Concerned for their children's well-being, Aaron's parents decided to inform Daniel about the situation. Together, they met to discuss their kids' troubling plans. Following the meeting, both sets of parents agreed that the best course of action was to intervene and put an end to Sierra and Aaron's relationship. The young couple seemed intent on defying their parents' wishes and continuing their relationship against all odds. Their parents tried to intervene and put a stop to their budding romance, fearing that it was moving too fast and had become unhealthy. On March 21st, Daniel had posted a few photos of Sierra saying, "I love you so much, daughter. You are so strong and brave. I love you. We got this." During this period, Daniel frequently shares videos from the past, revealing his nostalgia for the days when he shared a close father-daughter relationship with Sierra.
He loves us. He loves us.
On Sierra's 16th birthday on December 16th, 2020, her father, Daniel, wrote a heartfelt post expressing his love for his youngest daughter. "I dreamed a dream when I was 9, about having children, being a husband, and being the best dad I could be like my pa. Seeing you now brings me so much joy. I love you for eternity, and I thank Jesus for the miracle of Sierra Marie Halseth." He went to great lengths to plan her birthday celebration, knowing that she was experiencing heartbreak due to the separation. He wanted to demonstrate his unwavering support and let her know that they would face everything together. You can see how Daniel is trying to show Sierra that she is unconditionally loved and special.
Oh, strikes. I hit record. Oh my gosh. Oh, snowy. Ooh, that looks kind of fun. Ooh, that looks... Oh, is it a picture? Yeah, like that.
The relationship between Aaron and Sierra was nothing short of intense, marked by rebellion and defiance against their parents' wishes. Sierra's parents, Daniel and Elizabeth, both faced difficulties with their daughter's new relationship. According to the ex-wife of Daniel Halseth, he too was having difficulties with his daughter. Seemingly, the two got along great, but after Aaron stepped into the picture, his little girl started to change. Meanwhile, Aaron's parents were concerned about his escalating arguments with them after they forbade him from seeing Sierra. Sierra's emotions were laid bare on social media as she posted lyrics from a song expressing her heartbreak over her parents' decision to keep her and Aaron apart. Despite Daniel's attempts to protect his daughter, she saw him as an obstacle to her happiness with Aaron. As the days went on, the young couple's determination to be together intensified. They were willing to take extreme measures to escape their family's constraints. Their desperation led them to hatch a plan to rob their parents to fund their escape to Los Angeles. On April 7th, 2021, Daniel shared a short clip from his airplane window on Instagram after a business trip. Little did anyone know that this would be the last time they heard from him. The following day, April 8th, 2021, Daniel's mother, Christine, became increasingly concerned as she couldn't reach her son. Their close relationship made it unusual for him not to answer her calls or messages. Sierra, Daniel's 16-year-old daughter, dismissed Christine's worries, claiming her father's phone was broken. As the hours passed with no word from Daniel, Christine's anxiety grew. She reached out to Sierra again, insisting on speaking with her father. But Sierra stuck to her story, assuring Christine that her dad was in the shower and would call back soon. Daniel's ex-wife also noticed unusual activity in their joint bank account on April 8th, with over $1,300 withdrawn without explanation. She tried to contact Daniel, but he remained unresponsive, further deepening her concern. The next morning, April 9th, Christine decided to take action. She called Sierra once more, expressing her serious concern, and even threatened to call the police for a welfare check on Daniel. Sierra hung up the phone, evading further questions. Around the same time, surveillance footage captured a car matching the description of Daniel's blue Nissan Altima leaving the area. Sierra was behind the wheel, with her 18-year-old boyfriend, Aaron Guerrero, sitting beside her. The pair seemed to be on the move, adding to the mystery of Daniel's disappearance. Fueled by worry, Christine contacted Peggy and Joey, Daniel's friends and landlords, to check on him. Peggy and Joey promised to go over to Daniel's house on Dunphy Court as soon as they could. However, by the time they arrived, Christine had already called 911 for a welfare check.
How may I help you?
Yeah, hi, I need a welfare check. I don't know if that's...
On who are we doing a welfare check?
For my son. He's been missing for 2 days. His work's called, his family's called, I've called, his ex-wife's called, and there's nobody answering the phone, and nobody is, there's nothing. Nobody can get a hold of him, and then his work called, and they can't get a hold of him, and it's really, he just doesn't act like this.
Okay. Does he live alone?
He lives with his 16-year-old daughter, who is not answering the phone.
Okay.
Or replying to a text.
Mm-hmm.
And the weird part is, I'll just tell you this, there's been ATM withdrawals at 3 different ATMs.
Peggy and her friend entered the house and were alarmed to see a scorched patch in the living room. As they continued their investigation, they detected the distinct smell of lighter fluid in the garage. To their horror, they stumbled upon Daniel's lifeless body, concealed inside a sleeping bag. Overwhelmed by the gruesome discovery, Peggy and her friend quickly fled the house and immediately called 911.
911 emergency, Guerrero 16497. Do you need police, fire, or medical?
How's a dead body? Oh my God. 8417 Dumpsy Court. 8417 Dumpsy Court.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
There was a fire, and we went in to investigate. The fire must be a couple days old. But there's a dead body in the garage. We just found him with the homeowner that doesn't live.
Okay. And you're in there right now?
Within minutes, the police arrived at the address. After Daniel's death, the police swiftly realized that it seemed to be an attempted cover-up. The evidence suggested that the perpetrator had intentionally started a fire in an effort to make it appear that the fire was the cause of Daniel's death. Daniel had been viciously killed at the age of 45. The Halseth home became a scary crime scene with some chilling clues. They found a chainsaw left on the living room floor and a saw in the kitchen with blood on it. There were also 2 knives in the kitchen sink, all used in the crime. Even though it was a gruesome sight, someone had tried to clean up the place. making it all more mysterious. Daniel's autopsy revealed something horrifying. He had suffered 70 stab wounds, some even after he died. Most of the attacks were on his head, neck, and body. It was heart-wrenching to know that after the brutal attack, his body was stuffed in a sleeping bag and set on fire in the garage. The attacker wanted to make sure he was unrecognizable. Detectives tried to find a suspect, but couldn't understand why someone would do something so terrible to Daniel. One thing that caught their attention was Sierra, Daniel's daughter, acting strangely with her grandmother, Christine. Sierra kept avoiding questions about her father and didn't reply to messages. When Sierra disappeared, it raised even more suspicion because she lived with her dad. After Daniel's death, the police knew they needed to locate Sierra. They started looking into Daniel's bank activity and discovered that on April 8th, Sierra and Aaron were using his debit card at various ATMs and making purchases at a supermarket and Home Depot in Las Vegas. They found a receipt from Home Depot showing Aaron Guerrero buying the saw, gloves, and lighter fluids. CCTV footage also caught Sierra using her dad's credit card to buy bleach at a supermarket. The evidence was adding up, and it seemed like Sierra was part of the well-planned and brutal murder of her own father. It was shocking to think that the cute girl in family photos could be connected to something so horrifying. With all the evidence against them, the police had to issue arrest warrants for both Aaron Guerrero and Sierra. 4 days after the murder, on April 13, 2021, Sierra and Aaron attempted to flee and were caught in Utah. During the ticket check, Aaron admitted to not having a valid ticket, leading the officers to run a background check. Authorities discovered that there was an outstanding warrant for their arrest from Las Vegas, and they were immediately taken into custody. Despite killing Sierra's father, the couple was observed openly kissing and displaying affection on the train, seemingly unaffected by the heinous act they had committed. During the investigation, crucial evidence came to light, shedding more light on the heinous crime. Daniel's Nissan Altima was found, and inside the vehicle, investigators found a rug soaked with blood, further linking the teenagers to the murder. Sierra's cell phone was seized and meticulously analyzed, revealing a series of disturbing videos and images. One particular video was deeply unsettling for the authorities. In this video, Sierra and Aaron were lying on a bed, cuddling.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. After
Day
murdering, Day 3 after murdering somebody. It was worth it.
He even kissed Sierra and lightly slapped her, seemingly mocking her. The video portrayed a disturbing lack of remorse, with both teenagers appearing to believe that the murder of Daniel was somehow justified, without fully comprehending the gravity of their actions. After being arrested in Utah, Sierra and Aaron were extradited to Nevada and confined to the Clark County Detention Center. The crime scene itself revealed the extent of the horror. Evidence indicated that efforts had been made to dismember Daniel's body, and police recovered various tools, including a chainsaw, circular saw, and handsaw, all recently purchased and used inside the house. Sierra and Aaron faced a multitude of serious charges, including murder with a deadly weapon, conspiracy to commit murder, arson, robbery with a deadly weapon, conspiracy to commit robbery, and 4 counts of fraudulent use of a credit or debit card. The gravity of their crimes was undeniable, and the prosecution sought to hold them accountable to the fullest extent of the law. On June 15, 2021, at their first court appearance, both teenagers pleaded not guilty to the charges, but later changed their plea to guilty in May 2022. The public was shocked by Sierra's lack of remorse, especially considering that the victim was her own father. As the trial progressed, it became evident that Aaron had retained a high-profile attorney, Gabriel Grasso, primarily due to the death penalty being on the table for him, while Sierra, being a minor at the time of the crime, was exempt from this potential punishment. Daniel's family struggled to come to terms with the tragic loss of their beloved father, son, and brother. In a statement, they expressed their devastation over the senseless and violent act that had taken him from them. They decried the lack of remorse shown by the teenagers, finding it both reprehensible and unforgivable. Their statement emphasized their unwavering commitment to seeking justice and accountability for Daniel's murder.
Our family wasn't able to choose their punishment, but they both should have gotten death for the life they took. 20 years will never be enough for taking Dan away from us.
Daniel was a blessing to our family. He walked and talked with kindness, honesty, and was always respectful of others.
He spent time with the homeless, spent countless hours with veterans suffering from PTSD. When anyone needed a hand, he showed up to help. When Sierra called her dad and said she was in danger at her mother's house, Dan stopped everything to rescue her. I am haunted by the description of his death that I read in the papers in relation to his murder. Where did the evil come that was bred into a soul that murders their own father? Stab, drag his lifeless body down the stairs, desecrate a body with a saw in the garage, and then burn him?
They took something away from me that I can ever get back. And I hope and pray that you take the freedom away and never get back. You hear my brother asking me to forgive? And to be honest, I'm not sure that's even possible.
During sentencing, Sierra tried to deflect blame onto her father, claiming he was abusive, had subjected her to sexual and physical assaults, and encouraged her to drink alcohol and left her with no choice but to resort to murder.
Your Honor, my biological father has traumatized me. He shaved me, touched me, sexualized me, molested me, slapped me, kissed me. He liked to massage me. My biological father wanted me to drink. My biological father abused drugs and alcohol. He would come home drunk, and that's when he's most aggressive.
However, her claim was not convincing and further underscored her lack of remorse for the heinous act she had committed. In contrast, Aaron apologized to Daniel's family, showing some signs of remorse for his actions, attributing them to mental health issues and not taking his medication and also substance use. He promised to prove to Daniel's family that he was not a monster if ever given the chance. The judge sentenced Sierra and Aaron to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 22 years served. Both Sierra and Aaron might be out around the age of 40. That's all for today. What are your thoughts on this shocking story? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more captivating true crime content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Your support means a lot and helps me create more engaging content for you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious and vigilant. Peace out.